So you own
Fortuna Hills Liquor.
Fortuna Hills Liquor, and how long have you owned it?
So we're one of the newest liquor stores in Yuma. We opened in 2022.
Okay.
So we're going on 4 or 5 years now.
And who's we?
I guess I'd say we is me, my brother, and my staff.
Okay.
Because without the staff, we wouldn't be where we are now.
I like yes.
It really is the people there running the show.
Right. How often do you work the counter?
So I guess I've worked my fair share for the store. Obviously, it took us a couple of years to build it, like about 2 years or so.
Okay.
We bought the building, and then we had to remodel, and then, create a floor plan and figure out where we want to do our register. And we had to figure out a bathroom. When we bought the building, we dedicated the whole building. I think it's about like a 3,900 square foot building.
Wow.
And my older brother is really big in investing and stuff, so he acquired the property, and then we decided to put a liquor store in there. So it was super cool.
So describe where it is. How would you find it?
So it's on Fortuna Road. So if you're coming down the 8, we're the second to last exit going to Phoenix.
Okay. And so if you're heading east on Fortuna Road, then you would go south. Not on Fortuna Road, on the 8.
On the 8, yes, and then you would exit off, and then you would turn south.
Go south about
40th, and then we're right across the street from Walgreens and Dollar General's right there.
Okay, so 40th is 1 mile, right?
Yeah.
Perfect.
We're about halfway there, half a mile down after the exit, and we're right next to Little Caesars, which is very popular.
Yeah,
that place is always busy.
Is it crazy?
It really is, man. And it's funny, and that was actually one of the reasons I feel like we're so successful is because of the location. If people are going to be eating pizza, most likely going to be either drinking or,
Yeah, they want something to go with it.
It kind of, so we have our customers are their customers, so it's super cool.
So you didn't grow up, or you weren't born in Yuma or Somerton, but you grew up in Somerton. So tell me a little bit about your background.
So my family was actually from Iraq. They left Iraq in 92. They got to the United States, San Diego, in 94. I was born in 96.
That's an amazing time period. It's amazing to come from Iraq in general, just because of the cultural difference, the fact that it's across the world. Yeah. But in 92 specifically, because I remember what was going on in 92, Desert Storm. Yeah. So tell me a little bit about that.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't really know too much about it. But from what I do know is that my family just had a hard upcoming. Obviously, they lived in like a northern part of Iraq, a very isolated village. Not really, more of like a very small town, And
did they have connections, or how do you go about even starting to transport your entire family from basically a different world?
And it's crazy, right? Because, for example, in my mom's case, her siblings are all spread out.
Okay.
So I have an aunt in Australia. I have 2 aunts in Germany. I have several of my uncles are in Michigan and then San Diego. So when I was young, I've traveled to Germany to go visit my aunt. I've been to Australia already to visit my aunt. Why? They had to fled for whatever reason, right? Just hard living over there, a lot of war, no really control.
Do you know anything about the process of being able to get green cards or get access visas?
It's a very difficult process. If I'm not mistaken, the way that my family did it, they did that process where they got green cards and all that. But I guess at that time they were accepting refugees. So that's why, and
they had refugee status.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's how they came out here, is that, so they actually docked in New York. They're on a ship. They left. When they left Iraq, they ended up going to Greece. So they lived there for 2 years.
Oh, okay.
And
so they lived there for 2 years, from 90 to 92?
Yeah, 92 to 94.
94.
And 94 is when they came down here to United States. They docked in New York. They didn't know where they were going to go. So actually, again, when
money in their pocket and connections in the United States, or what?
Zero.
Is that amazing?
No English, mind you. So we speak a native. I guess our home language is called Chaldean. It's very unique, and they didn't know any English. My brothers didn't. Their first language wasn't English,
And that's a dialect I'm not familiar with. What is it close to as far as?
It's a dialect. It's comes from Aramaic.
Okay.
So if I'm not mistaken, it branches off of like Hebrew.
Oh.
So supposedly they say that Chaldean is the language that Jesus spoke.
Okay.
How true is that? I don't know. Right?
Well, I imagine
supposedly that's
he
what
spoke
they say.
probably a few languages.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people in that region did, like Europeans do today.
Yeah, exactly.
But I wouldn't doubt that's that's got a grain of truth in it.
Yeah, our people are proud of that for some reason. They always say that. So I'm like, I guess it might be true.
I would be too.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay,
but
so
it's super cool. So like when they were in Greece, sorry to kind of, I don't want to back.
No, I just wanted to get to the story.
So when they were in Greece, that's when they were trying to figure out where they're going next.
Mm-hmm.
Who's gonna accept them, because they knew Greece wasn't the end game. Greece was just a midpoint, because again they were accepting these refugees so that they can kind of figure out what they're gonna do. Because obviously, they just left everything.
Mm-hmm.
My dad's side, my dad passed away years ago, but my dad's side, they all live in Canada. And so it was different because you didn't know, you're with your siblings at one point, then you're not. Then you guys are applying to see where you're going to go. And so your sister goes here to Australia, then your sister goes to Germany, and then you're in the United States, and then my dad's side all goes to Canada, out of all places.
Yeah.
So we just kind of have family spread out everywhere. But at the end of the day, it was whoever was going to allow us to have another opportunity.
Okay.
And so they came with nothing, man. Zero English, no money, no connections, no nothing. They just, I guess, so in Chaldeans, there's a huge population in Michigan, and there's a huge population in San Diego. And for some reason, that's where they put them all. So when they came, they sent them to two places, either Michigan or they sent them to San Diego.
Interesting.
So my family ended up getting to San Diego.
Nice. Of the two, that's what I would have preferred.
Yeah, 100%. And so a couple years later, after they were kind of settled and stuff, then I came into the picture. Then I was born in 96. So I don't really remember San Diego much. I didn't really get to experience San Diego for what it was because I left. So I started third grade here in Yuma.
Do you remember your parents going through still some type of culture transition?
Oh, 100%. 100%. My mom went to speaking no English to terrible English to actually very good English, to the point to where she'll call into like her cable company and just, she's good. She knows how to wheel and deal. She's full on English. She's good.
Yeah.
She knows how to read in English, write in English.
So you grew up in San Diego. Well, you're born there.
Born there. I take pride in saying that I was raised here in Yuma.
Okay.
I want to say that because so I actually left to I guess a little bit on me. I have a marketing degree, a bachelor's. Went to ASU.
Oh, okay.
And so I left. I went to ASU. I lived there for a few years. COVID happened, and so that's why I ended up coming back into the family business.
Mm-hmm.
And we had the bright idea of opening the store out there, which is super successful,
So how did your brother? How old is he?
So my brother just turned 40. Last year actually, and I'm about to be 30 in April.
So he became successful on his own, or did he like?
Well, it kind of goes back to, I want to say my uncle had if I'm not mistaken, my uncles had liquor stores here in Yuma. They opened a liquor store here, and then they started branching off, and then I guess to the point to where they needed a little bit of help. So then that's when, if I'm not mistaken, they pulled in my dad from San Diego. So he actually came here and started working here and running the store for them. And I think that kind of led to him gaining ownership.
Oh, okay.
My dad ended up taking over the store, paying off my uncle, and inheriting the store, I guess, or I guess working for it.
Or buying it out, yeah.
Buying it out, right?
Uh-huh.
And so it wasn't necessarily given, it was worked for.
Yeah.
And so then after he knew it was sure, he ended up moving us all down here.
So that's how your brother got his start?
Well, so to continue, I guess it kind of gets a little up and down, but my family busts their butt. They're trying to figure it out, new business, and it's in Somerton. It's a little convenience store.
What was it called?
Quality Express. It was right behind the post office in Somerton.
Quality Express.
Quality Express.
Okay.
And they did good, and years later, they decided to open another store, which is the store in Somerton now. So that one is called Super K. That's across the street from the Somerton pool.
And it's open still?
And it's still open.
But not Quality Express?
No, it's closed down. We closed that down because when we were opening up the second store, my dad ended up passing away, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
And then, my brothers, not sure exactly, but I have two older brothers. One of them was maybe about 18, 19. The other one was like 21, 22.
Okay. How old were you?
About 10.
Wow.
11. I was a baby, I was really young, so I wasn't in the mix. So, but I guess I'll get to that later, but it's cool because I got to experience a lot of things through my brothers.
Yeah.
Such a big age gap,
Mm-hmm.
They touch fire, they burn. Oh, don't touch fire, right?
They kind of act as your father figure.
Yeah, so that's kind of what happened. They worked their butts off, open to close for several years. And
how do you feel like you were received in Somerton?
It's funny that you say that, and I actually had this conversation with Marcos yesterday, and I was telling him that during that time, I had braces, and I was going to San Luis, Mexico all the time to get my once a month to get my braces adjusted or whatever,
Yeah.
My mom was taking me. Again, like we said, my mom, her English was nothing. It got choppy. So this is a phase where it was choppy English.
Did she try to learn Spanish as well?
No, but my brother's fluent in Spanish, and I'm not fluent, but I'm pretty good in Spanish.
Okay.
And crossing back and forth from the border, my mom's passport said born in Iraq. Mm-hmm. This was 06, 07, 08.
Yeah.
Secondary every time.
Oh.
Secondary every time. Every time, to the point to where it was like, it's like this is 7 months now.
Yeah, she's probably getting to know those guys by first name.
So it was to the point to where we would get to secondary, and then now it's just like it's right now, no issues. But
really,
I want to say in 06, 07, 08, I remember strictly my mom was like, "What? Like I don't, I have a United States passport. It just says born in Iraq," and they trip on it. Mm-hmm. But again, it was the times, and everyone was kind of scarce about our people, I guess, whatever. And so whatever, you just blend in. And so I guess, how did they accept us?
Yeah, and I'm talking about like the kids, not the government.
Well, so I guess
who knows what the government's thinking at any point in time, right?
Yeah, 100%. And I guess the reason why I brought that up is more of just to kind of show that the local government maybe was iffy about it, but the people, total opposite.
Really,
total opposite. Like,
and it's majority Hispanic culture there in Somerton.
Yeah, I actually married a Mexican lady, so it's just I would be proud to say I'm practically Mexican.
And your kids?
I have no kids.
No kids
I got a dog, which is, just, not as expensive as a kid. So.
Yeah. Okay. So, so you were accepted into the culture pretty easily.
Yeah, I mean, again, I was really young. So going to school and stuff, kids are kids. They're oblivious to whether what you look like or.
I don't know. Sometimes kids are pretty brutal. But you didn't experience that.
Not at a younger age. When I got older into high school, when we started understanding. When you kind of understand a little bit more about different cultures and stuff like that. And again, here in Yuma, there's very few cultures, right?
Yeah.
There's like a Mexican culture. Yeah, there's only a few cultures here, right? And like, so, during high school, we would joke around and we would have racist jokes against each other, but it was all fun and games. And sure, they would, like, I don't know if I can say this, but they would come up to me and pat me and be like, "Hey, do you have bombs on you?" Joking, and I'd be like, "Oh, like, go get lettuce, go pick lettuce or whatever, So I mean, we were just kids being kids, joking with each other, and I feel like because of that, they accepted me even more because the Mexican culture, they will tease you, they will joke with you. That means they like you. If they're picking on you, that means they love you, right? So like you have to kind of learn that. So that was one thing that I picked up, that they joke, but they're just they have the best hearts, man. The best hearts. And that's the one reason why I wouldn't leave Yuma, because of the people.
I tend to agree.
100%.
I really love the community. I love the authenticity of the people here. People that come here embrace that culture, and regardless of where they come from. And so they adopt that. They want to be family oriented. They want to be community oriented. They want to accept people. And the thing about it is, it's all about who you are and your work ethic. If you work hard, okay, you're good to go. Yeah. If you don't, if you're trying to sponge off of society, then that's kind of where you're going to get a little bit of flack. Right. And so it takes a lot of work to own a business.
It does.
So tell me about it, being a business owner. What is the thing that you like most about it, and what is the thing that's most difficult?
So the thing for me is that since I was young, business has just been in my family. And my family has been in many different types of businesses, restaurants or cell phone businesses, whatever it may be. And I kind of got to see them grow from, one mom and pop store to like, several businesses and investment properties. And so I've been working since I was like 13, 14.
Right.
Maybe younger than that. I mean, I remember when my dad was around, I would sweep him off the store. So I just always had that work ethic in me.
Did you feel picked on because you had to do that? Because not all of your friends were working like that, right?
I remember, and Marcos can attest to this. It's funny. They would go knock on my door and tell my mom, he's a kid, don't let him work, let him come play with us, because I was always at the store.
Yeah.
They would pick me up from school. I would go to work. I'd do my homework there, whatever, and then I would work. And then this was during that phase. We had a cell phone store as well when I was in high school. We used to have like a Boost Mobile type of store.
All right.
And so that was a very small venture that my family did, and it was fun. And so I kind of got to get into that. So which was cool, because when I went to college, I stuck to that industry. So I just worked for like Sprint and Verizon, all these customer service, just stuck to retail, because that's what I was in all my life,
So you were actually in a retail store working hourly wages. Of course, you get commission for phones that you sell.
Making really good money. I was holding my own out there in Phoenix. The first year or so, my family helped me a lot, obviously, to make sure to get me on my feet out there. And
did you get a scholarship to ASU?
No scholarship. It was all we paid out of pocket for it. But again, coming from, my family having nothing to what we have now, thankfully
that's one generation.
We could afford it. Yeah.
We could afford it. Yeah. So and it's pretty impressive.
Yeah. And to go back to like the work ethic, got my degree, worked for other people, worked for my family first, worked for other people, learned a lot, right? Came back here when me and my brother, because me and my brother are partnered into the Foothill store, and when we opened it up, we busted our butt. The first 2 years it took us to open it up, remodel, and all that nonsense, and then when we actually opened, it was just me working, and then because my brother has other things that he has to attend to. So that was the agreement. I would run the store, because my brother's like, because I wanted to open the business, I wanted to do something else. And my brother was
like, I don't have enough time. So
he's
you
like,
put in the sweat
he's
equity.
like, step up and let's do it. That's what I had to do. And so the first 2 years, it was just me and one other of my workers, Rick. So he's actually my manager now for the store. So when I'm not there, he's me, right?
Okay.
I would open and he would close. We did that he was working 6 days out of the week as my closer.
Mm-hmm.
I was working 7 days. One day I'd open and close, and then the other days I would open and then he would close.
About how many hours a week?
About 100 hours a week.
Wow.
Remember, we're a liquor store. Our hours, thankfully, in the foothills, and you're relatively close to the foothills. I'm not sure if you're out there.
Yeah, right here by the
so you're in this
32nd
area. So
Street.
you know the demographics here.
Yeah.
A lot of older people, retired,
Mm-hmm,
right?
mm-hmm.
So
caters to my business.
yeah, exactly. and yeah, it really does. It really does. Sorry, I lost my train of thought.
It was the work, the amount of time. What time would you open in the morning?
So the hours, because of the demographics, our hours are a little bit short. And most liquor stores, they'll open from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. because those are the law. Those are the I guess hours you can sell alcohol, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You can't sell alcohol at 5 a.m.
No.
Interesting.
And there was actually, not to get off topic, but there was one point in time I remember growing up, on Sundays you couldn't sell alcohol till 10.
Okay.
Yeah. And that was actually when my dad was still around. I remember that. I was a young kid. That's when I was still sweeping and mopping. But yeah, so the demographics here are a little bit different. So my hours are a little bit shorter. So even though I had shorter hours, and I say short, it's still 8 a.m. till 10 p.m.
Uh-huh.
Talking about 14 to 16 days, 16 hours.
That mentality is just a complete flip, I think, of what the young, what do we call your generation, Martine? Gen Z? So Gen Z is coming in with the expectations. They want to work 40 hours a week. To them looks like a death sentence.
Yeah, pay time off. They want full
vacation,
benefits,
yes.
everything, right?
And I... Initially, when I got out of school, even when I was in school, I worked full time and I went to school. And so a 100-hour work week, considering school being work, part of my work, was pretty normal. And I look at people that we hire today, and at first it was with frustration. It was like they're lazy. They don't want to work. But it's not. It's our culture has changed. Yeah. And so they've come up with a different mentality, and it's not the amount of hours in the day. It's like what they bring to the table, and they don't work as part of their life. They work to get to their life.
Right.
And I can't say what's right or wrong. I can say it's frustrating sometimes when we've got work to do and I don't have people like lining up to do it. That frustrates me. But it's interesting, and I don't know what we do as a society with that, because technology has replaced a lot of the necessity for manual labor. Mm-hmm. Have you found that in your business that technology has allowed you to do a lot more with less human resources?
Because the liquor business is so simple, it's just inventory, counting the items, and your profit margins. It's really, really simple. There's not really much to it. Mm-hmm. Liquor for my type of business, it's more labor intensive than really things that need to happen outside of the business for it to operate.
The robots aren't going to replace you.
Nothing. No. My I guess the only thing that I can ever see, which I would never do because I hate this, but like maybe self-checkout, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I was going towards.
Maybe like something like that. But so a little bit about the way I operate my business is customer service based. So I treat my people really, really well.
And you have people that you know by first name.
Oh yeah.
And they know you.
Yeah. 100%.
Okay.
100%. And not only me, which is the cool thing, all my workers too. Mm-hmm. So we all have, in the beginning, it was just me and Rick. So it was so cool because I got to meet literally every single one of my customers.
Yeah.
People don't understand how valuable that is because they get to, they would always ask it, I'm a younger cat, whatever, dealing with a lot of older people. You learn, you mature fast, mm-hmm. And me as a young person, trying to, if a customer comes in, they have gray hairs on their head, right? They have experience, and then they come in and, and they're trying to exchange something or return something. And long story short, if I have to kind of de-escalate a situation, they're not going to listen. It's really hard for them to listen to this young buck.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really imperative to have good spirits, be good to people, and always know that there won't really, because we never really have any bad situations at the store because we treat our customers so well.
Yeah, that's good.
And even if they wouldn't listen to me. These are, you know what I mean? These people are retired, and my customers are.
Do they tell you their stories? I mean, are you kind of like a bartender in that sense?
It's
a little
funny.
bit.
It becomes a social club. So I have customers that will come in and they'll just hang out. You know, they'll just chill, or they're because it's such a slow paced environment, and you know this.
I've noticed that.
No urgency. You know,
it's much different than going into a Circle K or even a Walmart. It's you walk in there and it's okay. Take your time. We're gonna make sure that everything's going right. Of course, you got to check IDs and things like that. With a lot of your clientele, I mean, is an ID thing really a big thing? I mean,
funny that you bring.
They're probably looking like if they're 60 or 70 years old. Do you still check their ID?
Funny that you say that. So one of my very first customers after we opened, actually, he came to me as older gentleman. I mean, old, had to be like 70 plus, right? Okay. Super old. Mm-hmm. He's like, oh, you're in a new liquor store, blah, blah. He's like, I will shop with you guys, but I have one question for you. If I go and get alcohol, are you going to ID me?
Yeah.
And I look at him up and I'm like, sir, your ID is right here. Your gray hair, joking with him. Uh-huh. He starts laughing. He's like, you got a customer forever, right? Uh-huh. He goes in, he grabs this thing. We're, continue, check him out. And he's like, just so you know, I had just left Walgreens because they ID'd me. They wanted to see my ID to purchase alcohol, which I understand the laws, but the laws say if under 40. So,
is it if you look under 40?
Yeah.
Is that what the law says?
Yeah. If that's where the judgment comes. That's where you get to judge if they look anything.
Would you ID me?
No.
Well, I was kind of hoping for a yes, but okay. No.
All right. So okay. Here's the thing though. It's people forget that we're trained to figure it out, right? Like if Marcos came in, I would card Marcos.
Yeah.
Right? Because he could be younger, he could be older, I don't know. If he came in 9 out of 10 times, he would probably get IT'd, Yeah,
well, he is. You just turned 21.
See, and so in my industry, we get a lot of undercover agents that would come in and try to act. For example, 3-4 months before you turn 21, you still look like that. You look like you're 25, right? Right.
Well, he's got the mustache.
Got the mustache. You got the goatee. You don't look under 21, right?
Dresses professional.
So they would send you in to try to mess with me and try to buy alcohol, right? So that's why we would ID in that range. So this was actually a perfect example, right? I would ID him, and he just turned 21. Do you see it? Like we're trained to. They train us. We take trainings to learn about IDing and all that, right?
Not only to make sure you're covering the law, but to make sure that you're not getting busted. Kind of like us buying a radar detector. Like, I don't want to get a ticket, right? So I want to know that when I'm getting monitored, I'm driving the speed limit. When I see that the radar detector is buzzing, I'm going the speed limit. But when I'm out there in the desert, let's get to where I'm going.
Right.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah, exactly.
So you worked a ton of hours, but what do you love about being a business owner? What do you hate about being a business owner? There's got to be something. About the hate. The love, you got to have it, right? So I don't know. Is that the easier one to describe?
I guess honestly, nobody ever is truly, truly, truly happy with what they are doing.
Okay.
It's really rare to find people happy with what they're doing, with their day-to-day, right?
Correct.
So for me to say if there's anything that I can hate, no, there really isn't. I love everything that I do. I lead by example. I love my staff. They love me. We treat each other with so much respect. It reflects on our customers. We have really good ratings. We're like 4.5 stars on
nice.
Google.
Yeah.
200 plus reviews or whatever. And mind you, we're in a demographics that is old. They don't use technology.
Right.
So the fact that I have such good ratings and reviews and all that, it's like...
Do you ask them?
No.
Really?
Never.
You don't give them any type of like
No, I don't do
coupon or something if they
nothing.
Give you a review?
No.
Huh.
You know why? Because it's they do it out of the kindness of their heart.
Yeah.
You know, they I want you to do it that I would prefer it that way, because we don't do it because we want the recognition or anything. No, it's just we're generally good people. We're a locally owned mom and pop shop. We have to cater to our customers different than what franchises can, because they're funded by stores throughout the nation. You know, they don't just have one market; they have several. It's different. I'm one store, so you know it's imperative for me to really treat my customers.
I'm going out on a limb when I go to a new name of a place that I don't know before. If I'm going to McDonald's, I know exactly what I'm going to get, right? But I don't know what I'm going to get the first time I walk into a Fortuna Hills Liquor until I experience it. And then when I experience it, people are, I think, 9 times more likely to leave a negative review because of an experience than a positive review. So the fact that you get positive reviews, that's the 200 positive reviews that you got represents 2,000 happy customers.
100%. I know he's looking at, hold me true to my statement. How many reviews did we have? I don't want to be wrong, but
He's
I want to
fact checker over here.
Yeah, that's why fact check me, make sure I'm on it. You
have 4.7 stars out of 228 reviews.
Okay, so we're there.
They're there.
So it's cool, and again, we never asked for any of this. We never asked for the recognition in that way.
Do you reply to your reviews?
I don't because literally all the people that are commenting I have full-on conversations inside my store. So I don't need to have that discussion online.
Interesting.
Because we interact with them in the store. We ask about how their day is going. We ask about what they had for dinner last night. We ask about what they're going to do later on, right? It's just a slow-paced environment that we kind of, it's cool. It's nice for us because when we have 6-7 customers lined up, the back 3 are chit-chatting, laughing. It's a social club because they're all going to end up at bingo together tonight anyways. They all know each other too. It's cool because, again, you have these pockets within foothills. You have these massive compounds, the RV parks, and just you have hundreds of people. And so they become a community. Actually, I was working with Fortuna de Oro. It's an RV park off of North Frontage Road between Fortuna and Foothills Boulevard. And super cool people. And they've been coming to me since I've opened. They hold this annual wine wobble. And what they do is they pick 12 lots within the RV park. And each lot is going to signify a country or a region. And that's where the wine, they have wine. They have wine from those specific, country or some region in the United States, right? Super cool. And 12 different lots. And what they do is they sell bracelets, right? It's only for Fortuna de Oro to keep it within the RV park, but it's just that small, tight-knit community.
Yeah.
And they sell bracelets within to whoever that's within that RV park and they want to participate in the wine wobble. They'll get a bracelet, and then they go from, one house, it's France, and then the next house is Germany, and then the next house is maybe a region in the United States, like Washington, Oregon, or whatever, right?
Okay.
Napa Valley, for example, or so it was super cool. So they would just go from one house to the other, and I went the first year, and it was such a blast. So I've been providing the wine for them for the last 4 years, and they just had their wine wobble in February 1st, so it just passed.
Oh yeah.
And it was super cool because I supply over 150 bottles of wine.
Wow.
And I pretty much coordinate everything for them. And it's super cool because they trusted me with that, and after the first year being so smooth, they just kept coming. They kept coming. So it's been 4 years, and it's really good business for us. I mean, it's 150 bottles of wine. That's huge.
That's great.
It's huge, and it's about 2 or 3 week period that we're moving that product. So and I'm usually the one who coordinates it. So it's super cool. That's kind of what I deal with on the now. The first couple of years I had to work open to close because we couldn't afford workers, right?
Sure.
And we kind of built to being able to have a staff, and now we have a full-on staff.
How many people do you hire?
Five workers, and then I'm like the floater. So if any call-outs or vacation time, I usually cover them, and then I deal with like the big accounts. If people if people want to do like a wine wobble and it's a big transaction, I usually take over and I'll just do it. Why? Because I would rather have my team open for my customers while they're in the store. Like I said, customer service is super huge for us, and that's why we've been so successful. It's because we treat our customers good, and I keep repeating that because it's truly why we're so successful.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for my staff to kind of keep that same culture within the business, that we're very customer oriented and it's always customer first. So that's why I try to take if it's gonna pull them away from my customers to make a phone call about the wine wobble, let me do it. I'll take care of it. So you guys can be out on the floor. You guys can take care of the customers, and we can keep that good experience for our customers every time.
Tell me what your thoughts are on small businesses like this, and the patriotism or the link that they have to the community because of the ownership interest that they have.
Honestly, I'm grateful to be here in this country, to have opportunities like this. Like we've mentioned, my family came with nothing, and then we've built to something, and I just don't think you could do that in many places in the world, So I take pride. I'm proud to say I'm an American.
You're being scrutinized pretty heavily because of the industry that you're in, right? It's a heavily regulated industry.
Super regulated.
But even with that, you feel like you still have opportunity.
Oh yeah. 100%. And it's just the opportunity is always there. You got to work for it. Nothing's ever going to kind of get handed to you, but you got to work for it. You got to treat people good. You got to
compare yourself to, somebody that comes in and opens up like this Amazon warehouse. Now, I've got nothing against Amazon. I think I shop on it every day. And I think that it provides an amazing service. It makes our lives more convenient. But I don't think that the people owning that warehouse have the same link to the community. And neither do the people working in the warehouse have the same type of fidelity to their work and the community, where they link the two together, right? The commerce with the actual people.
And not all of the franchises are like that. Like some of them are kind of, like for example, when Bubba's open, the new Bubba's 33, they reach out to local people. Hey, we want to get high school merch, if I'm not mistaken, and stuff like that. So they were trying to, fit in, right? So sometimes, these franchises are good because it gives investors or like local people like me knowing, okay, Yuma's growing. That means we're going to continue growing with it. But it's
I have nothing against big business in itself, but you have to have the mom and pop integration because that's the ownership of the property in the community, feeding the money back into the community. There's a statistic out there that $1 spent in Yuma gets respent 5 times. Whereas $1 spent somewhere else, like buying it online, is gone from Yuma, right?
So to kind of piggyback off you, if local businesses weren't alive here in Yuma wouldn't be as strong as it is because, for example, we're a seasonal town, right? We have a huge influx of population that comes in throughout certain times of the month.
Yeah.
And what does that mean? That means they're bringing outside money into our economy. When you spend it with a mom and pop shop, that money that was never in our economy is now in our economy, and it stays because, I'm going to continue spending my money here.
Yeah. You're buying groceries here.
You're
buying your clothes, your gas.
Clothes, and I don't like ordering things online,
Really?
So I'm like a type of person that I like to, I like to interact, I like to be involved. I like to try clothes on if I'm going to buy it, right? If I'm going to buy sunglasses, I like to put them on. And
I can see that you've got some nice merch.
Yeah.
You sell it?
Yeah. So we have, so honestly, we've been giving them out for the longest time. And why? Because it's super cool I'll go out into this, to the grocery store or something, and I'll see somebody wearing my hat or my shirt.
It is.
It's super cool.
Yeah.
It makes me happy.
Yeah.
So we weren't selling them. We were just giving them out to our customers, again, because we just wanted to show that, hey, we're here for you guys.
What do you got to do? What I got to do to get a hat or a shirt?
So we don't have any at the moment. We're in the process of making some. We're actually going to up our quality a little bit because we want to start selling some merch.
It looks pretty good to me. Who do you have do it?
We have our connections. We have our connections.
Okay.
But, we have our people, and again, being in business for 20 plus years in Yuma, and I say 20 plus because
you're piggybacking off your family.
Piggyback off my brother, because if for example, there's several things that if I need something done at the store, I know I can call my brother, hey, like I need an electrician, or I need a plumber, or I need this, and vice versa. Because we see so many people, and I guess I don't want to get off topic, but my customers are older, they're experienced, they've done so much. The majority of my handyman work is my customers. Hey, I need I can't remember what it was. I think it was a light fixture. He's like, oh, yeah, I'm a retired electrician. He got up there. Boop, 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 boop.
These guys are amazing.
60-year-old, yeah.
Well,
whatever he's buying that day.
They grew up in the era that if you wanted it fixed or you wanted it done, you did it.
Yeah.
And that ability just to go and do it instead of contract it out is within them. And
we build
they have a wealth of knowledge.
Yeah, and we build it's a relationship aspect of me. Of course I can afford to hire an electrician, but like if it's really
not the same though.
It's not the same, to know that the next time he comes in, he could be like, yeah, like I'm a customer here, but I'm also, like I help him do this or that, whatever it may be, So that's just the type of person that I am. I always tell my customers when they're there, they're home. I want them to feel like it's a safe zone, and it's taboo for a liquor store because, people think of a liquor store, they're going to think of like, I guess like riffraff, ghetto.
Sometimes
we're a very high end type of liquor store.
Yeah,
we have a lot of allocated whiskeys. We have a lot of high end liquor that a lot of stores in Yuma do get it, but we definitely have the largest selection. And it's because of how it's all based off volume. So the more
have you ever been scared because you're open late at night that someone's going to come in and try to hold up the store?
I don't know if I can say it, but all my guys carry. So
okay. No, that's good.
So
that actually makes you feel safer.
Yeah.
Because if somebody that knows how to use a gun is there, and I'm in the store and somebody else comes in to hold up the store, I want to know the good guy's got a gun too.
So it's funny that you bring that up because so obviously we all carry, and it's just this for our own safety.
Yeah.
And
I love it. I wish more people did carry and were trained to use it properly. I would feel safer in society if that was the case.
What's funny is the majority of my customers all carry.
Yeah.
And they're open carry type of customers,
I love that when they're wearing it on their hip.
Yeah. And so when we first opened...
Is there any law about that walking into your store?
I think it's up to me.
Okay.
But
it ought to be.
Safer. I don't care.
It ought to be. It's your property.
Yeah, it's me. That's what I love. I love this country so much because you could do stuff like that.
Yeah.
We have a lot of rights. We got a lot of rights, and we gotta know them so we can use them.
What kind of conversations do you get into about what's going on with our country today?
Honestly, I stay out of the politics. I do stay out of all that. I try to deal with with what I can control and what I can control the people around me, and not necessarily saying I'm controlling people, but I'm saying like I can control my environment, right? I don't dwell on things that I have no control in, and I really don't have any control in that. So how am I my opinion really doesn't matter because it's not going to change anything. But what I do put my effort in is the people around me and our local community. So like if there was issues going around here, but there really isn't. It's a very tight knit, very small, it's a very good community. We're all kind of on the same page, I'd say. I stay out of all the politics though. I stay out of all that stuff. I've had my fair share of, I don't want to say discrimination, but like, being sent to secondary so many times with my mom,
Sure.
I had my fair share of all that. So I understand what it is. And, it's just, it's a sticky situation. It's a tough topic. And I like to focus on things that I know I can control directly, and that's what everyone should focus on. I think people are...
That's interesting that you say that, because so many people want to fix society by going to the top and saying, we're going to implement this new policy, and that's going to fix how people interact with one another, and it's going to fix the homelessness, and it's going to fix the drug problem, and it's going to fix the poverty. If you focus on you, right, and your family, that's what you just said. I hadn't thought about it that way, but you're right. My opinion doesn't matter, but it does for my family.
Right.
And so when I implement that opinion with my family, and that goes out and applies to the community, then it starts to actually have a compounding effect, and I'm really actually either contributing or I'm sponging off of society. And if each one of us focused on us individually, then we would stop judging each other as harshly, because you're too focused on doing what your own business is. Mind your own business is a phrase that was used quite a bit growing up, but I don't think that it's utilized enough.
If everyone just did what they were supposed to do, right?
Mind your business. Do your own stuff.
You win. If you interact with people, it's all about love. It's all about respect. It's all about being good to people. Mm-hmm. There's enough hate in this damn world.
Right?
There's enough hate here. Let's just dial it down. Let's everyone stay in their lane. Everyone kind of do what you're supposed to do. Make sure you have food on the table. Make sure there's a roof over your house. Make sure your loved ones are around you, because, they're here today, tomorrow they're not. We're here today, tomorrow we may not be, my friend.
Right.
We don't know that.
Absolutely right.
I live my day to the fullest. I live it like if today's my last day. So every day I wake up happy, because it's another opportunity, And as much hate in this world, and of course I can sit here and blabber about what I think about what's going on, but is it going to change anything? It's only going to upset me and maybe upset the people around me, because
walk around with a chip on your shoulder.
Yeah, just stay in your lane, do what you're supposed to do, follow your goals, plan accordingly, right? Hold your loved ones close by.
Yeah.
Stay in your lane. That's all. Life is simple, but people make it very difficult.
Isn't that true?
Right? You wake up, you go to work, you make a living, you pay your bills, you take care of the people around you, make sure you have your family time. That's what it's about.
Sometimes I think that may be the problem with our society, is that it's too simple, and so we create problems where they don't exist.
And I always joke around and say this: life would be boring without problems. And yes, life isn't cookie cutter, and not everything is perfect. Obviously there's problems and there's issues, but again, we say this: can I directly control that? There's something going on. If it's within my business, even then, for example, like right now, I've been dealing a lot of with inventory issues. So like I have a really big cooler space. I have 42 cooler doors.
Wow.
And so when my vendors don't have enough product to fill up my coolers, it looks bad because they got a lot of holes. And again, the only thing that I can do in that situation, which I have been, has been very vocal to the people who can make a change, and hopefully get my cooler stocked and have more inventory. Because if I have holes, I'm not making money, and it sucks because customers come in, they're like, "Oh, you got a lot of holes. Like, well, you're not ordering things." I'm like, "No, I promise you, I want to order more, but my vendors just don't have it." So it's
what holds it up.
I don't know, man. I get a lot of back and forth. It's a lot of finger pointing. So because, for example, Bud Light is made at the manufacturer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's use Bud Light as an example.
Okay.
Bud Light goes from the manufacturer, and then it gets sent to a supplier, a middleman, and then, it gets marked up. They sold to them, then they mark it up and they sell it to us, right?
Okay. It's
become to the point to where it's gotten so huge to where now there's multiple middlemen.
Oh.
So it goes from one major distributor to a smaller distributor. For example, there's a company called Hensley. Hensley is in Phoenix, and they're the suppliers for Anheuser-Busch and a lot of craft beer.
Okay.
They have then there's a company called Romer. Beverage is the one here that distributes in Yuma. So everything goes to Hensley, and then Hensley hands it to Romer, and then Romer sells it to us. So where is it getting caught up in the middle? I don't know. It's so many hands in the pot. It's like, why?
Okay.
You know, everyone's trying to make a dollar.
Okay.
Right. I want to say capitalism is hurting it. I want to say, because everyone's trying to make a dollar and there's so many middlemen.
Well, if it's hurting it, what would be the solution?
So that's what I'm trying to get to the bottom of. And I've literally have sat down with the warehouse manager and I've told him, I was like, look, you do your orders every week, right? Every week Hensley sends you a report, and then you filter through and you say, you know, I want 5 of these, 6 of these, 7 of these, 2 of these, 1 of these, 50 of these, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's going through, he's making his order for Yuma. I'm talking about all of Yuma County, because remember, there's only 2 beer companies.
Okay.
So one's Bud Light, one's Coors Light in retrospect. But so the issue that we're running into is that he's ordering all this stuff, and I'm saying he, like, if it's one person, but I guess I'm just referencing the company in general. So the company, the company is ordering from Hensley every week to supply all of Yuma County. So what I told him, and I was like, look, I'm a different, I sell a little bit more than everyone else. I have just a larger variety of product than most liquor stores, and I actually move my product. It never sits. So that's why I have a lot of holes, because my things are always moving. So I told them, I said, listen, if you're going to you do your order from Hensley, and let's say, you know, you're going to get 5 of this, 2 of these, 1 of these, 0 of these, 10 of these, add 2 or 3 cases on top. So if you thought 5, order 7, and I'll take the 2.
Oh, okay.
That's what I told him.
Yeah, you'll take the extras.
I said, if you can, I'll do a 300 case drop, meaning just from Hensley, order me 300 cases and deliver it straight to my store. You don't even have to sit. And their thing is that they don't want things to sit in their warehouse.
Sure.
Which is understandable. So, solution? Let's do that. Don't send it to your warehouse. Put it in my cooler.
Yeah.
Give it to me.
Yeah.
I'll order it. You don't even have to put it in your cooler. Just deliver it straight to my store, and I'll do 300 cases. And I'm specifically just talking about craft beer, you know, because, like, if I could, I'd probably be able to order about 100, 200 cases of craft every week.
Wow.
Like, that's just how much craft we move, you know, and like, but I get like 50, 60, 70.
Okay.
You know, so these are just challenges.
You ever thought about getting into that middleman position where you can just work directly with Hensley?
You know what? I don't know if I can.
Or maybe not even be the middleman, but skip the middleman.
I don't know if I can. I haven't really gone to that. Again, so this goes back to, that would be not dealing with our local community, you know? That would be going away from them. And so that's
fine,
the thing,
though, because it gets the local community the better service.
We're holding accountability, of course. But I want to say that, because they are working with me on it, and again, it's not a fix that can happen overnight, right? It's something that might take some time.
Is it on your radar?
But it's on the radar for them to have a solution. And I'm confident to say that the people that I'm working with in Romer, that they're going to be able to get this problem solved.
Romer should have some competition.
So that's the thing.
Competition drives quality.
Yeah, but it's also, the liquor, or the industry is very regulated, right? We talked about that.
Yeah.
If you have to have licensing, you have to have contracts, and so, for example, you know, Bud Light.
I want to make a defense to capitalism here. So you say that capitalism is hurting it because
I'm saying I guess more of just
But I understand, because
the issue of capital, you know,
because people want to get their cut, right?
Everyone's trying to get their cut.
Yeah, but let's say that you had 3 people that were distributors here, and they could be, because regulation wasn't so tight. So the ability to get that license and to provide that service was open to more people. And then you say, hey, Romer, if you can provide our needs, then great, we'll go with you all day long. But if you can't, or if you're just a little bit overworked on a particular month, we're going to go with choice B. And that is capitalism unleashed. Now, I don't believe that capitalism 100% unleashed is a great thing, because what happens then is certain companies grow so large that they become mini governments in themselves. And I also, you have to have that sweet spot of oversight and protection of the people, but allow that competition to drive the quality. And if some service or product is not meeting the expectation of the demand, then allow some other competition to come in. That's my solution, and that's my defense to capitalism. If capitalism was able to operate maybe a little bit more freely, maybe the supply chain would ease up for you.
And I agree with that, because it's all tied up in regulations. It's all, I don't know exactly to a T, but it's very wishy-washy in the matter of, like, you can't just, like, sell anything. It has to come from the supplier. Like, I can only, like, if I were to go buy from, like, a grocery store and sell it in my store, I would lose my license.
Really? See, and I think that's a dumb regulation.
I mean,
why?
So people, okay, my business is convenience, right? People are coming in here to my store because it's convenience. They want to grab their things in and out.
Yeah.
I'm guilty as this, right? I grocery shop. I'm human. So I go to the grocery store. I'm grocery shopping, and I have a craving of drinking a beer, right? I live down in Yuma. If I crave a alcohol beverage, you really think I'm going to drive all the way to Fortuna Road when I'm way downtown?
Right.
No, I'm at the grocery store. I'm buying my groceries. I'm craving a beer. Let me go grab a 6-pack. I'll just grab it from the grocery store.
Right.
Doesn't bother me.
No, that doesn't. But what if you bought a bunch from the store and then took it to your liquor store? I don't understand why that's illegal.
That is illegal. It is illegal. Why? I don't know why. I do not know why.
See, that's where I think the regulation is overstepping their bounds.
And so that's what I'm saying. It's really, like, it's hard to explain because it's heavily controlled and regulated. So, like, it's just, I wish we can do. I mean, it's dumb to do that anyways. Because
let us do what we want.
Yeah, like, let us do what we want. But I mean, I guess I get it, because again, it goes back to I want to say, keeping capitalism together, because now if I were to just do that, then I would never buy from my suppliers.
So your suppliers would provide you a lower price.
Right. But again, they say no so that they can ensure that they stay in business. It's my guess. I'm speculating.
I think that's cronyism. I think that is people getting together and controlling the market. And I personally don't like it. Now, I don't get all the nuances of it. I totally understand that. And we're a long way from where we were in Prohibition, right? And so at least the sales are allowed. But and I don't even drink alcohol, so I don't even have a dog in this fight. But I do want to say people ought to be allowed, if it's legal, then it's legal, right? Let it occur. In fact, I was very against the prohibition of private businesses allowing people to smoke, like within restaurants or within the facilities that they owned, because it's their property.
Right.
Is smoking illegal? No. Okay. Well, then why are you handcuffing an owner to allow him to provide his patrons whatever he wants? And if people don't like it, don't go there. And
it's
personally,
like somebody carrying a gun, right?
100%.
Most businesses will have no firearms.
Yes.
Mine doesn't. Mine says bring them in, right?
And mine doesn't either. And so, if you're coming in here, I'm not prohibiting anybody from bringing in their firearm. Right. In fact, if my clients that bring in their firearms, I feel safer around them. Yeah. But to the point, the government needs to stay out of the way of individuals, because individuals, they make thousands of choices a day based on what the needs are of the community, what their personal needs are, what their family needs are, what their business needs are. And no government bureaucrat could possibly, no matter how ingenious he is, if he wasn't in the first place, most of them are in government, I think, because they couldn't make it in small business. But even if they were geniuses, they couldn't understand all those decisions and all those variables and keep up with all of that at the same time. So what they got to do is they just got to back away and let the people vote by their dollar, vote with their feet. And that allows the economy to grow, that allows a society to thrive, as opposed to, we've looked at top-down authoritarian government, and it just doesn't work, because you can't say, okay, everybody's going to want this type of shoe, manufacturer, let's make this state-owned company make this type of shoe. Everybody's going to end up with crummy shoes, right? You buy the shoe if you like it. If you don't like it, you don't buy the shoe. That company goes out of business. Another company comes up, right? Nike starts not providing the types of shoes that people want. Then you got, what are these other shoes that have just come up recently?
Like New Balances or the
well, yes.
Hoka.
Yeah, the Hokum, right?
Hokas over the hookahs or Hokas.
Yeah, they've come up, and they provide this really comfy shoe, right? It doesn't look as sleek as Nike, but it's comfortable.
And it's funny that you say that, because I just bought my mom some the other day, because she's like, oh, there's this shoe brand they keep telling me, Hoka, whatever.
Yes.
I looked it up. I was like, oh, yeah.
And that's what it's all about. It's about, let society feel the need. Don't let regulation suppress the success. And so that's what I'm all about. I'm always edging a little bit towards that government aspect, because I hate government intervention in private lives.
Of course. And like,
I like that they protect our country.
100%.
That's what I want. And I would like that they protect our private rights, like right to bear arms, right to freedom of speech, right to, practice our religion as we see fit. All of those things, that's what the government's for. But when they start flipping the narrative and saying, okay, now you can't bear arms in this situation, or smoke, or practice your religion, like they did during COVID, right? You can't assemble. It's like, no. Your job is just to stand on the outside, guard our borders, and then let us be free within our country and protect other people from infringing upon our property rights, from our right of liberty, from our right to life. And other than that, you just stay off to the side.
Right. And again, back to kind of where we were talking about earlier, if everyone just focused on themselves.
That's right.
Stayed in their lane.
Yeah.
Right. The world would be a lot calmer, a lot smoother,
Agreed.
And it's
now your name is Randy.
Yeah.
Is that your full legal name?
That's my full legal name, Randy Nona.
Randy Nona.
Randy Saad Nona. Saad is my dad's name.
How do you spell that?
Saad. So that's that's my middle name.
All right.
Saad. Yeah. So,
well, Randy, it was wonderful having you on the show. We've run out of time, but any last parting words of wisdom that you want to leave us with?
No, I just want to say support local. Keep on going, guys. The world is full of hate, so let's spread the love, and let's just show a lot of respect to each other, and that's all we can do. Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. Control what you.
There's
can
enough
control.
hate. Let's put some more love and respect out there.
Spread some love, and I did want to say this too. I guess I didn't get to mention it. We've won Yuma's best liquor store 3 years in a row.
Nice. Congratulations.
We're hoping to make it a 4-peat this year. So we might find out some good news hopefully here in the next few weeks.
Well done.
Yeah, man. So thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you guys having me. This is super, super cool. Maybe we'll do it again.
Absolutely.
Awesome, man. Thank you guys so much.